And man, I'm dying to know your opinion now on Spence Crawford, since it might actually be next, and you have such history with both fighters. How do you think that fight goes?
It's gonna be a good fight. They're both good fighters, but you have to look at when Sean Porter fought Spence and when Crawford fought Spence. So when Crawford fought Porter, it's like Crawford. He's a smart fighter. He's been beating everyone, and he's crafty. He knows what he's doing, Is what it is. I feel like it'll be a great fight, but I feel like I have Crawford with the win.
What's some of the things you got to do to beat Terence? You gave him one of his toughest fights. Actually, I think he said recently you were his toughest fight.
He's a tricky fighter, dude. Like, you try to change it, he moves. He can stay there. He can brawl with you. You just have to, work that jab. But like I said, styles make fights, and if I can run it back with him, I'd love to run it back with him. Well, no hard feelings. He beat me. He's a champion right now for a reason, and I wish both the fighters best of luck. Spence and Crawford,
Would you say he's a great fighter based on the 12?
For sure. Yeah, he's a great fighter.
What made him great with you?
He's smart. He's a smart fighter. In boxing, it's not about going there and trying to knock everyone else. It's about being smart and not getting hit. Crawford, he moves. He moves in different awkward positions that it's kind of hard, to get him, and he hasn't lost. So I can't say nothing bad about him.
Your speed was one of the few fighters that kind of matched his. Do you think Spence will be able to do the same, match the speed? Or
Spence is fast. Like I said, it's gonna be a great fight. Spence has power, throws a shit ton of punches, has condition, takes punches. It's gonna be a good fight. It all depends on who wants it more. Who's smarter that night. It's like a chess match. You have to be cautious of every movement you make, because this is a big game out there, and if you make the wrong mistake, you're gonna get caught. So
you gave Terence the edge. Does he have the power to get the knockout?
To be honest with you, for me, power. I'm used to sparring my brother, 68, 180 pounder. So I don't feel the power. I feel like in boxing, the punch that you don't see coming is a fast one, the one that really takes you out. When people load up with those power shots, I see them coming, so I'm ready for him. He has power, I guess. He's been stopping all these guys, but I just don't focus on that. I don't really feel it when I get hit.
Was he the fastest you fought in the pros? I know you sparred Pacquiao, but in a pro fight, was he the fastest so far?
When I'm in there, I don't try to focus on who's fast. So I just try to focus on what I gotta do, what my game plan is. I don't think of, what if he does this, what if he does that, because if I think of what ifs in my head, I already lost. So I'm going out there. If he throws a fast punch, I'm gonna get him back too. So he's a fast fighter, yeah, he's a fast fighter, but there's ways to get around that, There's ways to get around that. There's body shots. There's a lot of things to do. But like I said, if we can run it back, I'd love to run it back.
And Jermell Charlo at 54, right?
I'll run it with him too. He wants to talk all that shit, I'll run it with him too.
Any part of you, any feelings about not fighting this weekend? You fought on the last card with your brother here in Arizona. Were you wanting to fight on this card? It just couldn't happen.
You see, the thing was, I just had my daughter. I had my daughter, and
congrats, bro.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I was kind of spending time with her, because when I had my other one, I was training. So I just want to spend time with her. Yeah, of course, I would love to fight here again, and I'm gonna fight here again. It's just that family's first. I want to spend time with my daughter. Which, for my last fight, I was in camp most of the time. Previous to that, I was in camp, so I didn't really have time. So I just want to spend time right now. But now, I started training again. I'm getting ready, so I'm ready.
Will you be back this year?
For sure. You'll see me again.